Hi. What I would do differently knowing what I know now in hindsight in my 70s, feeling wonderful, feeling alive, and having learned a great deal and working as a mentor, coach, psychologist, working with humanity is what would I do differently knowing what I know now? When I look at the past and how much time I spent on things, enormous amounts of time on things that in hindsight uh, were in the way. I don't want that for you. I would like to share those with you. And last video, we talked about identity. I spent so much time on trying to do what I thought was the right thing, often by others and or my community and or by the politics of the time and or industry, or trying to fit in, trying to be something for others, or where I would get liked and or loved. And we dealt with that in that last video. In this video, I want to briefly talk about values. When we look at values, there is a set of laws, essentially, that are universal laws. And there's integrity through those laws to being human, to being in how we do what we do, or how we choose not to do some things and to do others, based on our values or integrity. These are not cliche integrities. These are deep-seated integrities that each of us sort of feels aligned to somehow, that is right. And in hindsight, if I knew my values as a younger man, if I understood them, there's many things I wouldn't have done that I learned over time that hurt me and or others, because I violated my own values unwittingly. So I went for the money sometimes when there were other integrities that needed to be taken care of, like family or time, quality time, etc., etc. So in that space, the values are a set of integrities, pillars that we adhere to that are immutably so for us. Over time, they evolve and become more sophisticated or a higher order. And essentially, they're just an extrapolation of the same deep value. For me, my values, my highest value is love. And it's more than familiar love. It's a love of humanity, a love of life. And if I violate that and I go for something else that violates love, being honoured, then I pay a dear price. My second highest value is faith. Not just a deep religious faith, but it's a spiritual faith, and or a faith in the essential nature of it all, a faith in humanity, a faith in universal law that when adhered to, I know that it will serve through results, an alignment and a flow that is just remarkable. My third one is about wisdom. So wisdom is when you learn something wisely, it's knowing or knowledge applied. Wisdom is applying knowledge and getting results from wisdom rather than being overly spontaneous or too random or not thinking it through or not going inside and checking. So some of these values, one of mine's prosperity, another one's quality. I like things done beautifully. I like not just expensive, it doesn't have to be that. It's just masterfully, beautifully done, taken care of. In Japan, it would be called ikigai, or in the West, where a master craftsman or woman touches something and walks it through to perfection, to a beautiful thing. And it touches divine geometry, sacred geometry. It touches the balance, the beauty. We recognize it, each of us, even if it's not our thing. Piece of music, a fine piece of furniture, a bit of art, an oratory, spoken word, song, poetry, a piece of music is able to find a place that is divinely aligned. So I love quality. And when quality is not there, when it's not in alignment, I find it difficult. I don't find it flows for me. I don't find the energy in an environment. I love drinking my coffee from a really nice cup. I like, if I have a whiskey, I enjoy it in a beautiful crystal glass. There's something about it. There's just, I can't drink it out of a paper cup. So on that note, values. And there's so much more to discover that I will continue. If you like what I'm saying, please subscribe. Or phone us on 0476 584 777 or email on support@mindmatters.me. This is a rabbit hole, and these things I wasted time on in hindsight. And I know that in the journey, if I had my time again in this life, that I would deal with my sense of identity differently, that I would be more out as me, more authentic as me, as a younger man. I learned that much later. And I would honour values. And if a value is going to be violated, I would say no. I won't do it, even if the gain looks good, because we know that values violated causes a ripple and a fracture that causes a lot of damage and pain in the long run. And it doesn't cause flow and success. It might look good in the beginning and lots of gold pours in, but it atrophies over time. On that note, have an amazing day, and we'll talk more about values and identity and the next one coming the next time I do a video. Have an amazing day being you.